This is still Journalist Hangout. I still have Asukwa James and Mayor Akinpele is also right here at this table. Now let's move straight to our next conversation. Political parties thrive on structure, order, and clarity of leadership. But what happens when the center no longer holds? In a new turn to the ongoing crisis in the People's Democratic Party, PDP, workers at the party's National Secretariat in Abuja staged a walkout on the National Secretary, Samuel Anyanwu, locking offices in protest and demanding transparency over the direction of party leadership. The protest began with Anyanwu's claim to be the National Secretary of the party, despite the Supreme Court's ruling. Meanwhile, governors under the umbrella of the PDP decided to meet with the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, over the party's 100th National Executive Committee meeting. Okay, two stories in one. Let's start from the beginning. Mayor, shutting the office and also staging a walkout. Do you think the action of these workers is beyond the narrative of Samuel Anyanwu as the National Secretary?
It's beyond...
or there's something else we don't know?
No, it's beyond Samuel Anyanwu. It is just a continuation of the malaise that PDP has found itself. PDP as a party has sunk to a level that there's no question, there is nobody that is in charge. That's the problem they have in the party. Nobody is in charge. There is the governors forum, the PDP governors forum,
okay,
struggling to take control. There is Wike.
Okay.
That is the godfather of the party, trying to lay claim to controlling the party.
Okay.
And that is what is playing out, because Anyanwu is in Wike's corner.
Okay.
The Southeast Caucus do not want Anyanwu. They've already mentioned that someone else is their own candidate. And they've been having problem with that.
Okay.
The Supreme Court judgment that people are talking about did not resolve that problem.
But to some said
no. It didn't resolve it, because there's still a lacuna. The Supreme Court said it is not the duty of court to determine those who should run political parties. That it is the duty of the political parties to decide who will run the party.
The legal team of Samuel Anyanwu may want to argue with you on that.
But the problem with it is that Samuel Anyanwu, before now,
yes,
at the last conference, at the last convention,
okay,
was the National Secretary of the party.
Absolutely.
So you cannot until you do another convention which comes later this year. Remove him. That's the problem they have there. So the Southeast Caucus are saying that it's okay that they want. They cannot achieve the aim because anything you do and Anyanwu is not involved is null and void. Because the other person will not have a basis to stand on to be able to perform those functions. Because you need a national convention to do that. So some people, led by Bukola Saraki, are trying to convince others to say, look, let us just stay with Anyanwu
for the period.
Just till maybe November.
Let us get to the next convention. Then we can put somebody that we want, so that we can solve this crisis.
But why are they so in haste that no?
But a lot of people still don't want to agree to that. And you see, I don't see how PDP can get out of this, because when they solve a problem, when they look as if they want to solve the problem,
a bigger one comes.
The governors forum came and tried to bring sanity and all that. And one of the things they created a committee headed by Saraki, and said, look, reconcile people, try to let us see how we're going to go ahead. Now they wanted to do the next meeting, which was supposed to come before the convention.
Okay.
INEC is not recognizing it. And if INEC does not recognize whatever you do, because they superintend over political parties, you are just wasting your time.
But that's another thing. But we'll still get to that point, though. But let's still talk about it. I mean, was this action actually targeted at Samuel Anyanwu, or is it a part of a broader discontent, within the structures of the PDP? I mean, what is it about Anyanwu that they have issues with?
No, I feel, you know, the staff and the management that actually work.
Yes.
So, and it's like some people have already said, okay, Anyanwu should stay one place and then bring another person to become acting national secretary. But it doesn't work that way because there are guidelines when it comes to political parties. And who is in charge of these guidelines? It is INEC. You know, in as much as we want opposition party, it has to go through the rules. Anyanwu, when he was leaving to go and contest, he did not resign.
He did not.
He did not resign. He was still there. He went there and he came back. He said he wants to.
When he lost the election.
When he lost the election, he came back. You know, PDP sometimes they just behave as if they are out for them for self-destruct.
But the court has not said he lost the seat.
Now, nobody, did anybody take him to court over it? Nobody. What the Supreme Court said is, oh, yeah, go back and solve your internal problem.
Yes.
And your internal problem, who was there? It was Anyanwu that was there. So why not just allow him to just run his course? Because that is why most people are defecting.
That is the reason.
Because they are not sure who will sign their...
Yeah, because if a wrong person signs it happened in Zamfara.
Yeah, the APC laws.
You will just lose everything, yes.
So and everybody is just trying to, be cautious about, I don't want problems. So if you people solve your problem, if you are ready, maybe they can go back, we don't know. But the thing is, as it stands now, everybody, the staff, that they don't want to see Anyanwu because they feel that Anyanwu is their problem. But they are supposed to also sit down to look at it. Why can't we solve this problem? Why can't Anyanwu be the national secretary and then run his course till maybe November?
That is what Saraki told them.
Yes, exactly.
Saraki said, let us just allow this guy to get to November. Because we'll do a convention.
If they bring Anyanwu now, he'll be signing. November, they have election in Anambra.
Yes.
Who signs? If it's not Anyanwu, then the candidate that they have is just wasting his money.
Somebody will go to court and said that, look, this
the wrong
person was not here.
Exactly, the wrong person signed.
It's Southeast Caucus that brought Ude Okoye. They were just doing that out of being emotional.
There's no emotion.
There's no emotion in this matter.
I mean, this internal, protest, what does this say about the state of unity and morale?
No, it shows that
within the party.
It shows that they don't have a party. There's no discipline in the party.
No discipline.
If for example, if people work in the party secretariat can work out on the national secretary. Who is the person running the secretariat?
Exactly.
Is the head of the secretariat.
Exactly.
Is the one running the secretariat, not the chairman of the party.
Exactly.
So if they can work on, how do you now discipline members in different states? That's the problem they have. There is no correction, no party discipline. Nobody is in charge. Nobody is in charge because they have an acting chairman, the national secretary. Nobody is sure whether it's Okoye or whether it's Anyanwu. So, and they have that problems like that. And if a lot of people, even the leading lights that within the party, are already making efforts to start another party, to move to another party. Apart from the fact that, because for the first time we are seeing governors decamping from a political party. Exactly. When governors start leaving a political party, they are sending, because
it says a lot. It's a strong signal.
Yes, exactly.
It's a strong signal that this party is gone. So even their candidate is looking for another platform to run, and even the coalition they are talking about, nobody's talking about PDP. It's not as if they want to say, oh, PDP wants to reach out to other political parties for them to come together and all that. No, the coalition is outside PDP.
Outside PDP.
You remember even when the governors met, they were saying, no, they can't.
They are not going to merge.
They are not doing coalition. Let them come. Who is going to come to a house that is already scattered?
Now let's look at the other parts of this conversation. Let's talk about the meeting between, the PDP governors and INEC. I mean, why do you think the PDP governors need to meet with INEC at this time because of this matter? On this matter of the NEC meeting?
INEC has a guideline, and in their guideline, for you to have, to have a meeting, convention, congresses, even conference. You have to give 21-day notice.
Yes.
It's there in their guideline. And who signs? It's the National Secretary that will sign.
But I thought the Supreme Court has said they can do, when it comes to their internal issues, they can do...
No, you don't seem to understand. What the Supreme Court said is that it's political parties that can determine
their leadership.
Their leadership, those who run. But in political parties, there are guidelines. You have the NEC.
Yes.
You understand?
You have the NWC.
You have the NWC. You have the convention.
Yes.
The convention is the authority that gives all these other organs, NEC and NWC, the authority to do whatever they are doing.
Okay.
So it is the convention that can appoint, that can elect and remove people. They've not done another convention.
Yes, I think that one will be coming up November.
Yes, if you take any decision without the convention, it's null and void.
But they are going for NEC. Why should INEC be
involved?
If you want to go for NEC, you have to write.
Yeah, they said they've written to INEC.
Yes, but who signed? Who signed?
So what INEC is doing is legally binding.
Of course.
Yes, there are some things that you have to, there are some criteria you have to meet.
You have to meet
for you to be able to do your NEC. What INEC is telling them is that you have not met those conditions. And because of that, we are not going to recognize that NEC. We are not going to send people because they are supposed to send observers to monitor the meeting. And then I think one of the officials now said, whether INEC likes it or not, they will go ahead.
Yes, now that is not a measure. That is not.
That they are going to go ahead without meeting.
Because I heard what Debo Ologunagba was saying about that. We've written to INEC. It's just for courtesy.
That's why they told him. The chairman told him that nobody authorized him to say that. Because when you say that whether INEC likes it or not, you are going to have that meeting. You are just being. Let me not use that word. Okay, it is not. It's not appropriate for you to have said that because. Whether you like it or not, INEC pretends political parties. So if they tell you that, look, you have not met certain criteria, and because of that, we are not going to recognize what you want to do. You understand what I'm saying? There's nothing you can do. It's just like you want to do convention or you want to do primaries and all that. INEC has to be there to be able to confirm that what you are doing is authentic. If they are not there, you are wasting your time. You understand? It's just like political parties that the new party that they want that wants to do. INEC has to register them.
Of course.
No matter who you are, even let all the top guns in Nigeria, let them come together. They cannot register themselves.
Exactly.
You have to go to INEC to say, oh, this is our new political association, and there are guidelines that INEC will follow.
So you think if they go ahead, because they are insisting that they will go ahead with their you think everything they do there will end up in a nullity?
I think if they go ahead and get all and buy, arrange who is going to cook the rice and produce they just want to give some people money.
They just want to congregate. They just want to congregate and entertain themselves.
See, my own is
without the INEC seal.
Why is it difficult for PDP to just say, okay, Sam Anyanwu, go ahead and be the national secretary? Why? Is it because of Wike?
Then give the necessary notice to say that, look, INEC want to do this at this time. And they get their approval and they are ready and to go to do that.
And will Sam Anyanwu be willing to sign?
Why not?
Will he?
Why not? His office is he not the one that wanted to go to the office and then they walked out? Who is he going to work with? Why can't he just work with him and then so that he will just run his course when he gets to the convention?
I can't understand.
I just don't understand why he can't.
You see, the problem with PDP is that they will sit, they will go on television, they will do interviews, and they will say, oh, APC is not delivering the dividends of democracy.
This government
is just doing this and doing that and all that. But they cannot put their own house in order. The basic things of running a party, they just can't do that. When there are disagreements, you see, in political parties, there will always be disagreements. Where you have people congregate, there must be disagreement.
Even as a WhatsApp admin,
you have to send a WhatsApp group. You have disagreement. So, what comes to the kind of leadership that you have is your ability to resolve disagreement.
Conflict resolution.
So, if you cannot, since all this while they cannot resolve the problem they have there, Wike has divided the party down the middle, and they don't seem to even know what to do to solve the problem.
How to solve the problem.
You will see that some people will say, okay, want to do that. They will go and decide that they are going to take a decision. And some people will remind them that this decision that you want to take, we'll go to court, and then you realize that we'll get it.
Exactly.
They will do that. Then the governors forum will want to come and try to do something.
Yes.
The governor forum will say, no, we are not part of that. What the governors forum is doing now is just to meet INEC, to do what is expected of them. And is that, why is it that INEC doesn't want to recognize this NEC that we want to do? INEC will be able to tell them, these are the processes that you need to follow for us to recognize this. And then if they know what they are doing, they will come back home and put those processes in place.
Talking about the PDP governors, you know, still meeting with INEC, does this signal that the PDP governors want to take, is a signal that they are taking decision for the party?
Yes, you know, if you notice, most of the PDP governors, some of them are even living maybe in 2027. So they will also want to be national leaders. So the best thing is, let's see how we can salvage the situation. Let's see how we can, you know, keep this political
Every one of
party.
them wants to run for president.
Yes,
The
one of them
wants to run for president.
We want to. It needs a platform to run for president, because you can't go and start forming another political party. Because it's not easy. It's not a tea party for you to start a political party from
I mean, just like...
So what the governors are trying to do is, let's approach INEC. Let's talk to them. What are the guidelines? We'll go back home and see if we can, you know, arrange and make sure that we follow those guidelines to the letter. And at the end of the day, if they need to have reconciliation, because they have even created so many reconciliation.
No, they said that. That's why they created the
Saraki
committee. Yes.
So if they get to that point, they reconcile. But I know the last time Wike was saying something about insisting that Anyanwu has to be secretary. To me, I don't know what is wrong with him.
And he has even pulled out of all the agreements that he has pulled out.
But he's on the right side of the law.
Yeah.
Whether you like what Wike is doing or not,
he's saying the right
side of the law.
Even though I might not like the way he's always shouting.
But he's saying the truth. He's saying
allow him, give him, okay, you want Anyanwu.
The guy is a smart politician.
Whether
you like Wike or not, it's a smart politician because he has been able to hold PDP by the jugular, that they could not even do anything to him.
And they can't do anything.
They know that he's frolicking with APC, and they know that he's more or less like an APC person.
Exactly.
But he still controls PDP. And there's nothing they can do to him. They know that if they take any decision...
And he has major supporters, even in the PDP.
Of course. Even some governors.
Even the acting chairman is his person. That one just left his camp now and trying to romance the governors.
Okay, now, but just like what I asked Mayor, for political watchers now, what message does this public tension, you know, send to PDP supporters, their potential voters, in terms of is it stability or division? What message? This public tension in the PDP.
They are just showing the Nigerians that they are very, very unstable. You understand? And the earlier they resolve this matter and put their house in order, the better for them. Because Nigerians, you are seeing PDP as a credible opposition to the APC.
Okay.
And in fact, I, for one, because of democracy, we need an opposition party.
An opposition.
That will put this government in check.
Yeah.
You understand? So the PDP, they have members everywhere in Nigeria.
True.
Everywhere.
The structure is there.
It used to be the ruling party.
The ruling party.
Yeah.
They have lost Delta. They have lost my state, Akwa Ibom. For my state, I know how they respect and they worship PDP. But now they have gone to APC. You understand? So it means that they have lost two major states.
Exactly.
And it will take time for this state to go back to...
And those states are the heavy hitters.
They lost Cross River.
They lost Cross River.
Cross River used to be a PDP
state.
Yeah.
You know? So now they have to put their house in order. And if they don't, another political party from somewhere will just come and then, you know, take their slot.
Now,
so they have to put their house in order.
We have just 2 more minutes, okay? Now,
them.
to round off this conversation, do you think the PDP will be able to pick up the pieces before 2027?
Nobody, we don't know, because you see, 24 hours is a long time in politics.
Sure.
Because they don't seem to in quote, to know what they are doing now does not mean things will change. Things will not change. Politics is very fluid and dynamic. But the way I'm looking at them, I don't see them being the kind of strong force they ought to be or they will want to be come 2027. Because the division is so deep-rooted that it will take a long time to be able to do it. And people are abandoning ship.
And there are deeper issues.
Yes, even the leading lies in those ones, even the articles on all them, they are already looking forward to another party.
Another ship.
They are looking forward to another party. So when you look at eventually, they will end up being, yes, an opposition party, but a weak one. In fact, I see the so-called coalition being stronger than PDP. Yes.
Oh, that will be
so
a very serious
like
one.
I said, 24 hours is a long time in politics. They may put their house together. Circumstances could happen. Economy could get worse. Or people could make complaints and people may want to look forward to another platform. So different things
just need is...
Just in 30 seconds.
Yes. What they need is a leader. Somebody that would... Because all of them want to be presidents.
Yeah, the ego is there.
That is a major problem that they are having. So they need to keep their egos down, their ambitions down, and then find somebody who everybody can look out to.
I mean, BK will say ego as big as an elephant. Elephant all ego. But anyway, Mayor Akinpele, thank you so much for having this conversation with us. Asuko, I appreciate your ways, okay? And that's all on Journalist Hangout today. Yes, you can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode tonight at 11. Join us on Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30.